I want to talk a little bit more about what happens to the clock when it's done cuckooing. And I don't have the count wheel on, and this applies to all count wheel type clocks. There might be a little bit of difference in the setup, but basically it applies to all count wheel clocks. This is the third wheel with warning pin. There is the warning pin right there. This is the lever that comes out of the count wheel. This part goes into the count wheel. This lever right here trips the bird to function. And this lever right here goes into a cam that has a B in it. And you should be able to see, I'm going to turn it so you can see it more. There's that B right there. When the clock is done cuckooing, this lever falls into that B notch of this wheel right here, and then the third wheel warning pin hits the end of that lever. And it all has to happen all at the same time, or it will continue to cuckoo. So when I trip it, it comes when the clock goes into warning, the ply wheel moves just a little bit to allow that third wheel warning pin to go underneath this tab of this lever right here. Again, this lever is got this piece right here that goes into the count wheel. This lever right here is what trips the bird to go out. But when it goes into warning, the third wheel warning pin goes underneath the lever until the minute hand continues to rotate, which allows the third wheel warning pin to clear this lever. This lever right here is what the minute wheel trips. You see it tripping? It's lifting it up. This lever is part of this lever right here. Not this lever, but this lever right here. Now, on some clocks, this lever is just a piece of wire that goes from here, and it's curved to go around the second wheel, strike second wheel, and then it comes back down. But the third wheel warning pin, when it goes into warning, it catches that curved piece that's going around the second wheel. And whenever this lever drops off of the pins on the hour or on the half hour is when the third wheel warning pin clears this lever that goes around the second wheel. These wires are preventing me from doing all the function tests, but I'm going to show you again. When it goes into warning, and I talked about this earlier in the video, when it goes into warning, the ply will move like a half a turn. When that ply is moving, the third wheel warning pin is clearing this tab, and it's now hitting this lever right here, which is connected to this lever right here. Whether it's a piece of metal or a piece of wire, it all functions the same way on every one of these count wheel clocks. Even if you have an antique cuckoo clock that has wooden plates, they all function in the same manner as far as the third wheel warning pin hitting this tab, and then when it goes into warning, it's hitting this wheel, the lever that goes around the second wheel, until this lever drops. When that lever drops, it allows it to spin. Now, granted, there's too much space between this tab and the count wheel. And because there's space, if I was to tilt this upright, the cuckoo bird is going to bounce as it goes in and out of while it's cuckooing. If this lever is not in line, if you were to take a straight edge and you go straight up this line right here, this lever right here has to be parallel with this line on this notch, that we'll call it, because that's what it is. If this lever is not parallel with this notch, this lever will get in a bind as it is cuckooing, and it might not come out of the slot. It just got through finishing cuckooing the hour. Watch the fan as I put it in morning. Do you see the fan spin a half a turn? That's because it's in morning, because I have this lever up in the air, and I've got pressure on the great wheel. Whenever I drop this lever, the third wheel warning pin is going to clear that lever that is attached to this inside the movement, and the third wheel warning pin will spin, and the governor will spin. and that was on the half hour. Again, I'm going to put pressure on the great wheel, and I'm going to lift this lever up, which indicates the clock going into warning. Watch the governor fan. Do you see it spin? And when I dropped it, it allows the third wheel warning pin to clear everything, and the clock is in cuckoo mode now, as my thumb gets sore from putting all that pressure on the great wheel. So I'm going to take the count wheel off one more time. I'm going to explain this one more time because I want to get this across to people, because this is the most confusing part. When you take this movement apart, that's why I say use Rodico. When you take this movement apart, this is a Lux clock, so it doesn't have a gong. But when you take this movement apart, you want the what's known as the 8-point star wheel tabs to be barely off the gong. That way the high note and the low note lip levers are in the right position, and that's why you use Rodico. And then you want the second wheel. Right now, the second wheel, which has got that cam on it, it's got a notch right here, is what it looks like. The darkened area that I use with this permanent marker is where the space is. You see that cam, the open space? That's where the space is where that darkened area is. And so this lever here is fell in to that open space. The third wheel warning pin is hitting the very end of this lever right here. And then this lever right here, again, whether it's a piece of metal or a wire that goes over and then over the second wheel, and then it connects to this pin right here, and then it connects to this lever right here. When the clock goes into warning, this lever is clearing the third wheel warning pin, so it catches this lever right here. I'm doing it for you in slow motion. I'm lifting this lever. I'm turning the great wheel. The third wheel warning pin is now cleared, has now cleared this tab right here, but it is catching the lever that goes around the second wheel. And as soon as I let go of the lever in front, which is, again, the same thing as this wheel here spinning, it goes into warning at 5 minutes till the hour. On the hour or on the half hour, when this lever drops, it allows the third wheel warning pin to clear that lever, which allows the third wheel to spin, which allows the governor wheel to spin. So if your clock continues to cuckoo, it's because this lever here, the third wheel warning pin, the second wheel was not set up when you put the movement back together. Or one last scenario, this lever here is too close to this lever here, which kicks the bird out, and the bird is sticking out, it is staying out, and it's not allowing this lever here to drop. Or this spring, there's always a spring to push this lever down. You see, when I let go of it, it automatically drops. That's because of the spring that's on this lever. I hope this helps. God bless.